The following may contain language that is not suitable for all audiences. Thank you for joining us here once again on the Low Fact Podcast.
Where some of us are laughing like hyenas.
That'd be you because you called me fat.
I didn't say you were fat, I said you look skinnier in that picture from a while ago.
Stones and glass houses, fat boy. Anyway, Dave and Matt here in the midst of...
the clown world.
Yeah, podcast heaven, hell, whichever you want to call it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the coronavirus idiocy.
I think there is some idiocy going on regarding it. I think that it's one of those cases of too much of a good thing.
You mean things have been too easy?
No. Isn't it funny how too much of something, even though it's good, can turn to be really bad?
Like too much television?
No, like too much prudence.
Yeah.
Which is what's going on with the coronavirus. There's too much prudence going on, and it's gone overboard in some places, and maybe not bored enough in others, if that can be said or a statement.
Yeah, I think it can.
But there are some people that have espoused a little too much, or espoused prudence a little too strictly.
And everybody listened. I
don't know. Well, I mean, people change their tunes.
Quite quickly.
Yes. You know, I do remember, like, in February, where someone was sitting there saying, it's not that bad. It's going to be like the flu. It's going to be okay. And then March and April came along. I was like, oh, we need to close down for 2 years to make sure nobody dies. Actually, I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, but that's pretty much what that was the difference of opinion.
There's still people saying that shit.
Well,
that we shouldn't be opening until everybody can be tested. I'm like, that's ridiculous. You can't test everybody.
Well, you probably can, but I guess my question is, should you, number one? And a big part of this is how are you going to pay for it?
I have no idea.
How are you going to get that stuff done, and how are you going to pay for it? Now, people might say that I'm being callous for bringing that up, but let's be for real here. People already have decided how much a human life is worth, and it's only when they think that when they have another agenda going on that they'll say disingenuous stuff, like if it saves just one life. I mean, anyone that ever says that, I will come right out and call them a liar. To their face, actually.
Is that a promise?
Yeah.
No matter who it is?
Sure.
Cool. I want to see that.
Well, nobody's going to say it to me.
You don't know. You might be like, well, we'll see.
Everybody that has, I've called a liar.
Okay.
I have. It's not even okay. You were around one of the times where it happened.
No, I know. I saw it.
You remember is what you mean to say.
Yeah.
I don't even know how we got onto this.
Because I was talking about...
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's all your fault. So, anyway... What I was going to suggest as the topic for today is why is it that the people that generally cause the problems are never the ones that fix the problems? Don't you think that's really strange?
Maybe the people who cause the problems are incapable of fixing the problems.
Wow, there you go, sitting there thinking long and hard, and that's the thing you came up with.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
You think it's the obvious answer? Too obvious an answer, or the...
No, I just think I think it's funny. I think it's funny, both queer and ha-ha, that the people, the dumbasses that cause the problems are never the dumbasses that fix the problems.
Well, isn't there an additional piece to that, though?
I don't know. If you want to put one in, you can.
That they're not required. No one ever says, oh, you need to fix this problem.
Well, I don't know who those people are, but they're definitely not me.
You're not going to look to the person that fucked it up to fix it.
If someone fucked it up, I'm like, well, that's the shitstorm you caused, so sit in it.
Yeah. So you wouldn't be sitting there giving them a pass then?
No, I probably would. In certain circumstances, for certain
people. But you wouldn't let everybody forget that it was them that...
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't forget. So
you wouldn't forget.
I'll save your bacon once, definitely. Perhaps twice if I really like you, but not 3 times, ever. I don't care who you are. Especially if it's the same thing. If you do the same thing 3 times, well, with me you can only do the same thing. You can only do the same thing twice.
But I feel like with the government folks, they make the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over. And the only time that it really comes to light is in a moment like this, for example, where there are things, things go from bad to worse, and the only reason that things have come to light is because of this thing's happened, which I find quite interesting because I'm like, well, if they were just on the edge of falling off, if it was like things were already really bad, but they were just kind of keeping things from everybody under wraps, secret, just how bad everything was, and then this thing's exposed it. I'm like, well, how bad were things for this thing to come along and just immediately all of this is just coming to light?
Well, your thing is actually a 2-parter because, the people are the people that run for political office are always the same type of people, and if we the voting public, the people putting these people up in there, if we want something to change, then essentially we've got to change. And that's the reason why nothing's going to change.
Yes. Deep breath.
Well, it's gonna sound really loud on this, and if people just get really annoyed by hearing that, like I do when I listen to us,
I try and cut out some of the XLs.
So, basically people are like this. Person A, I would just, where's the solution? If I just knew the solution, I'd change it. Person B, here's the solution. Person A, gosh, I wish someone would tell me what it is that I need to do. And, I'll do it. Person B, here it is. And this is what you need to do. I've got the answer that you want. Person A, but nobody listens. Nobody's out here to help me. No one's going to tell me what I need to do. That's essentially the way I would say about over 90% of the people are. Person A.
Because they don't really want to do anything.
Yeah, or they're getting bribed, or, they like there's all kinds of reasons.
Yeah, the reason's not important, I suppose.
Well, it's important to them, right? What if actually doing the change is going to sit there and just demolish your gravy train?
Well, then you would
be sitting there fighting tooth and nail to make sure your gravy train's still coming. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
People might sit there and say, oh, I care about others. And everybody cares about others, but let's face it, the caring about the others is really not that high.
So that's just being human?
Right. When people sit there and say I care about others, I have a threshold in my mind. And, when I actually not necessarily confront, but get information from these people talking about how much they care, it turns out it's actually way below even my threshold that I think people should care about others. So, I'm sitting there going, so all the shit you do is magnified now? Come on. But that's another beside the point type thing. For whatever reason, we, the plebs, let stuff go on. Because we're either lazy or stupid. And, and yes, that's your only 2 choices in this matter. Because almost everybody, a lot of people talks about how change needs to happen, and this needs to happen, and this kind of change needs to happen. And I'm just like, well,
do it.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Well,
And it's always, oh, well, it's like the people that sit there and it's like, oh, I wouldn't work for this shitty place, but they've got really great health care or health insurance, and I need that. I don't care why you're working for where you work for. You've got your
reasons.
Exactly. And they're important to you. So,
it's not why would that be?
It's none of my,
business?
yeah, right. Exactly. It's not my damn business, but don't sit there and try to, I don't even know what the hell anyone's trying to do with that thing. It's like sitting there talking about how, yeah, this is crappy. I hate this place. Why are you still here? Well, I've got like really, really good health insurance for this place. So, and
they look after me.
yeah. So if that's all it is, then okay, great. But the whole point about government is, yeah, it looks after you until it doesn't.
And then it's fast.
And even that. So like that that's another thing it's one of those statements that I really dislike, but at the same time, it's
What statement?
It is until it isn't.
Oh. Is that like it is what it is?
No, because it is what it is to me, it is what it is kind of like a really lazy way of saying
I don't give a shit.
I don't want to fix it, or changing it might be too hard. I mean, there's too many ways, too many things that you can put in for it is what it is.
This is true.
Right? But it is until it isn't. Also kind of flippant, but at the same time, it's actually more precise.
I am really... If there's one thing that this whole thing has shown me, is that it is amazing how quickly shit changes.
Well, if you didn't know that stuff could change in a nanosecond.
I'm naive, I guess, because I was like, first this thing happened, and I was like, well, that can't happen. I was like, that shouldn't have happened. And then something else happens, and I was like, well, I didn't see that coming. And then it's like this, and then something else happened, and I was like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. And it's like dominoes.
Okay. Well, we've actually talked longer than we were going to, so I guess it's time to stop subjecting our poor listening public to the stupidity that is Matt.
I think that's... No comment. S.
You.
S you?
Yeah, you're an ass.
No, you're an ass.
Good night, everybody. Matt's an ass.
You're an ass.
Matt's an ass.
You're an ass.
Matt.
Whatever.
All right, thanks for tuning in to Low Fat Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Just search Low Fact. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Low Fat Podcast. If you want to chat to us, send us some comments, or have us talk about some things, just send an email to lowfatpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on our Twitter and Instagram pages at Low Fat Podcast. And also check out Andy's pages where he mixes our beats, Twitter and Instagram @FantasyBeat, and you can also find his wicked ass shit on SoundCloud at Artificial